Hello, my name is Jerom from Escape Studios, and I'm going to show you today how we did the keying for the Star Wars shot. So, as you can see, we're using Nuke, and you see that this is our green screen footage, so our original footage, and I'm going to show you how we get from this result to this, so where we remove the background. So let's start going. So this is our original footage. So at first we take a look and analyze the footage, because that's the most important step. So we see that we have tracking points in our green screen, but that is okay because the tracking points don't interfere with the object. We're going to rotoscope. We're going to key. Sorry. So we don't need to worry about them. So the first thing we need to do is, as you can see, we have some noise in our footage, so we need to denoise it. So we get a better key. So you see, before, after. So it evens out our gains a little bit. So yeah, the next step would be to create a matty, a core mat, also known. So as you can see here, we have our footage, but we need to extract her from the background. So we do that with keylight. So this is the result. So what you do basically with keylight is you select your color. I'll just show it to you. So you open keylight, you connect the source to your source, of course, and then you're actually ready to go. So now you just need to select your color, which you want to key. So choose always a color which is near your object of keying. So I'm just going to drag a bounding box here. You're going to draw the color picker with Control and Shift. And now you can see you have specific values in the screen color. And now if I look at my keylight, you see it removed the color. But the problem is now, of course, I have to still the background. So in order to get a better view what we removed and what we didn't remove is I'm just going to switch to alpha, which is A on the shortcut. So now I can see my alpha for this. So we can see that the background is still visible. So in order to subtract her more from the background, I'm just going to upper the screen gain. So I don't focus on the outer areas, I only focus on the areas where she's walking. So this kind of looks good. And then I'm just going to adjust my black and white values for my alpha. So I'm just going to remove a little bit more of the black. And the thing is, you also need to watch out for your values, because as you can see here at the, this is our alpha channel, and what alpha channel is basically, so everything which is white in your alpha will be visible, and everything which is black will be transparent. So everything, if it's gray, it will be semi-transparent. And as you can see, it is not fully white. So it means that it will be a little bit transparent. So in order to fix that, we just use the clip white and we adjust it a little bit. So you can see our alpha got a little bit stronger here in the white parts. So now it's nicely even. So we have now value number 1. So, but how now do we move the background, like the lights there and stuff? So in order to that, we need to create an outside mask or outside matty. So basically what you do is you create a rotor shape around your subject. So because this area will mark what we are going to say, which is going to be invisible. So I already did this, so we say that all of these areas are not visible. So that's how we cut out. But the thing with this is we need to be very careful how we draw our outside matty, because we don't want to cut anything from the object. So you need to check with your rotor shapes. And so that's why I see I have several keyframes to take a look at it, how we did it. So for example, these transfers are useful because, as you can see here, that her arm is moving. So I also need to change the rotor shape according to her arm movement, because if we don't do it, it will cut her arm off. So this is pretty close. So we need to watch out, because at this part, her arm is going to be visible, so we need to watch out for that. So this is basically what the outside Meti is doing. So just take a look here. So if we go here, and I just set my outside Meti. But the thing is, like, I also need to check it. So I need to go to outside Meti component and click alpha. So now I just removed everything, and you can see here. You can still see that my floor is still not keyed properly, but I will do that later. So yeah, so that's the first step of creating a basic key. So this is our core Meti. In order to now build upon on this core Meti, I'm going to use the key mix, which I'm going to explain later. So first we're going to have our core Meti, and then we're going to shrink it a little bit, just to be sure that we don't copy any bad informations to our key. So basically the first thing we're doing now, we're applying a separate key light again. So basically what you do with this one is you separate each segment of the object, like for example here. So we have each like frame or like part of a body to break up. So for example, I have a head, which like a left head, which I'm going to rotoscope, right side, and so on, so on, so on. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm separating her completely. So this is, for example, the floor. This is, for example, the arm, which is going to follow her arm nicely. And this will help me to apply my soft Meti correctly. So this is called a soft Meti. So what the soft Meti does is you have your core Meti, which is already existent. And soft Meti just adds more detail, if you want to say it like this, towards your core Meti. So as you can see here, this is the floor. So if I now look at my floor, I added more detail in the floor. So for example, as you can see here, you have the edge break here. So see, so I added a nicer key for my floor. So that's basically what you're doing for the whole keying process. So you're going to key each separate area. So for example, this was not the floor, this was now the left arm. You see it just got a little bigger. And of course you need to keep consistent because you can't keep any holes into your rotor shape. So for example, I also now have more detail in her hair. And if I go further, this is now her left head. Then for her right head, and this doesn't look that bad. If I continue like this with each different subject, this is the final key.